Uyo uko kuno apo pano mamuona kere nai.
Right, 19 January 2022, and today I'm joined by my usual guest, Mr. Jason Midzi from the Zimbabwe People's Action Party. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. So today we're going to have a quick discussion because you've been gone for a very long time. Have you put in place the processes and the candidates to contest in the upcoming by-elections?
Definitely, yes, Mr. Gambakwe. We have got candidates who are going to contest, and we've got our polling agents and everyone in place, and campaigning teams in place.
Okay. Where are you going to be having candidates?
For now, we have candidates for every constituency and every ward that is for every constituency that is going to be contested. But I cannot confirm that because those candidates have got to pass through the nomination court on Wednesday next week. So the number may reduce depending on the outcome of the nomination court.
Okay, and how did you get these candidates? How did you select those candidates?
All right. Zimbabweans should know that we have two systems that have been running our country. A pseudo-democratic system of the MDC, which has been running our councils and urban constituencies, and also a pseudo-autocratic system of ZANU-PF that has been running our rural areas and our government. So we are not bringing democracy, we are not bringing autocracy, we are bringing meritocracy. So these candidates were chosen on merit because Zimbabwe needs people who can produce results, not just placeholders who hang jackets and do nothing.
Okay, so you're saying you are going to have the 30 or so candidates who are contesting on the MPs, and also the hundreds of people who are going to be contesting as councillors.
Councillors, we made our point very clear from the onset formation of the party. We are protesting and we will never contest in council elections because we want political parties to be kicked out of local government, because that has resulted in polarization and stalemates, which we have seen the central government in Harare and also the councillors of MDC at loggerheads and at standstill. And that has costed people's progress. So in most developed countries, councils are not run by political parties, but are run by independents or residents who are just running the show in their own cities and communities. And only MPs and presidents and senators, they belong to political parties. Bringing political parties in local government is bringing failure, especially in our kind of winner-take-all system in Africa, in Zimbabwe. So we will never get in council elections.
But currently, as things stand, there are two strong political parties in Zimbabwe. Is there a point in what you're doing to contest instead of joining hands with the two political parties which are strong?
I would want to say there are two strong political parties. I want to agree with you. One of them being ZANU-PF, whose strength has been to run down the economy of Zimbabwe, and our party, the Zimbabwe People's Action Party, who have people who have capacity to deliver, and there is no other political party that I can talk about. The MDC is fighting for a name, so we cannot call them a strong political party when you are fighting for a name. If people can't think of a name, will those people be able to think of ways to look for money to run our councils and government? That is a non-starter. So that cannot be a strong political party.
Okay, so have you put in place the nominations? Have you submitted? What have you done so far?
We have all our nominations ready to go to the nomination court. It's the nomination court that shall approve the candidates depending on what they bring on the day, on Wednesday.
Okay. Now, I think this is everything that I wanted to talk about. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
There is something, of course. We would want our brothers in Southern Africa to respect borders of African countries so that they don't interfere or end up becoming mercenaries in other people's countries. We have witnessed as a political party in Zimbabwe with utter shock and disbelief as one politician from the UNDP part of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema in Zambia called Joseph Kalimbwe is prescribing to Zimbabweans who to vote for on 26 March. He is also awash on Twitter and other social media spaces, prescribing to Zimbabweans who to vote for in 2023. Elections were done in Zambia. No Zimbabwean prescribed to Zambians who to vote for. No Zimbabwean campaigned for a political party in Zambia. As we are seeing with Mr. Joseph Kalimbwe, who is campaigning every day for MDC or for Nelson Chamisa's party, that is being a mercenary. Mr. Kalimbwe of Zambia should stop. We know him, he's a politician for the ruling Hakainde Hichilema political party. And Hakainde Hichilema should tell his procs and his young men to at least shut up and respect Zimbabweans and their democracy and rights to choose who they want to represent them. If Zambia has anything to communicate with Zimbabwe, there are diplomatic channels that were set in the Vienna Convention. President Hakainde Hichilema himself, he can speak to Zimbabwe on a president to president or a president as president of Zambia. The Minister of Foreign Affairs in Zambia can speak to Zimbabwe. The ambassador of Zambia in Zimbabwe can speak to Zambia. Those are the channels that we speak with other countries. Not just me from our own political party. I start to speak to Zambians in Zambia and start to campaign for a Zambian political party. That's being a mercenary. So Mr. Joseph Kalimbwe should not be entertained, and Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the president of Zambia, should take measures to restrain his politician, so that this man does not end up being an unwanted mercenary in Africa. At the moment, Africa is not one. We have borders. We are working towards that. So people should not go beyond what has not been established. We have borders. Mr. Kalimbwe should know that. And those who are entertaining Mr. Kalimbwe, the MTC people, yes, we know they've entertained the Americans, they've entertained the British to the extent that Zimbabwe is suffering today. They need to stop entertaining people in a wrong way. We don't entertain people in such a way that affects your national security and your electoral processes and security.
Okay. Do you think these by-elections mean anything, given that the people who are going to be elected are going to be in office for less than a year?
These by-elections, they mean a lot, Mr. Gambagwe. They are exposing the rot in the political parties we entrusted to run our country. They are exposing the rot in the MDC, that instead of gearing themselves and uniting to become a united MDC that can challenge a ZANU-PF that is attacking them every day and attacking other political parties. They are busy dividing and insulting one another on Twitter, saying whichever their member doesn't agree with them is a sellout, like those Monzoras. If those people cannot sit together to unite and run their political party, do you think they will sit together to unite and run Zimbabwe, or they can unite Zimbabwe? That is a non-starter. That is not going to happen. People of Zimbabwe should know it right now that they need to look at the Zimbabwe People's Section Party. We mean unity, we mean national security, we mean fairness. In all fairness, you can't choose a family that is fighting in their house every day to represent the community and the village. That does not make any sense. These elections are going to expose the Zimbabweans in as far as constitutionalism is concerned. Zimbabweans should know that MDC are not destroyed by ZANU-PF or anybody. ZANU-PF did not tell Nelson Chamisa to break the MDC constitution. They didn't. They don't own him. They don't own his mouth and his activities. He did that on his own, and he knew that he was breaking his constitution. And the people of Zimbabwe should not entertain anyone who breaks his own party constitution, and should not have faith in such a person to think that such a person will be able to run even a village. Schools are run by rules. That's why if you are late, you are sent to punishment. Even burial societies are run by the constitution. So as Zimbabweans, if we cannot shun those people who break constitutions, then we should not cry to the world that our country is poor, because we are making very poor decisions. We are looking at people who break any rules that are set, and we make them idols and leaders. That's not it. This is our chance to speak against non-constitutionalism and to vote a party that commits to constitutionalism and to national development and to merit, that is Zimbabwe People's Action Party. ZANU-PF has failed, you know it, so we can't talk about them. It's a waste of time to talk about them.
Okay, let's say during these by-elections, your party doesn't get any seats. Would you quit politics or would you still continue?
No, if our party does not get any seats, it's a sign to the world that Zimbabweans are not ready to resolve their problems. Zimbabweans are still enjoying being kicked out of South Africa and being beaten every day, being called makwerekwere. Zimbabweans are ready to be running out of the country, buying goods from Zambia, Botswana, Malawi, and coming to sell in the country. Zimbabweans are happy to stay without jobs and with the teachers who are paid less than $200 per month. And Zimbabweans are happy to stay in poverty. So we will not quit politics. We will keep educating the people of Zimbabwe that what they are voting is nothing mazizi asinanyanga.
Okay, so you will still continue and go to the 2023 elections,
Definitely,
even though
yes, we are here to stay.
Okay, no, that's fine, sir. And I wish you well, obviously, in the upcoming nominations, because what happened in the last elections is I had a lot of political parties that I talked to, and most of them failed to even get nominations to.
Mr. Gambakwe, there's a problem that you need to know. There are political parties which just come because they are elections. I think you have seen us for a long time. We didn't come because they are elections. We are just here. And some people simply want to contest for the sake of it. We are here to educate the people of Zimbabwe and to ensure to advocate for development in or outside government. So we will never stop doing politics because Zimbabweans did not vote us. We will continue to talk to Zimbabweans and encourage them to think about voting a party that will bring true development and that knows where national development comes from. It doesn't come from donors.
Okay, people like Nkosana Moyo, I'm shocked that he has been so quiet in between. I'll be surprised if I see him contesting or his people contesting elections in these by-elections.
I would also be very surprised, not only him, the Pollard group. I don't think there's anyone who can stand up and contest given the unit that they are forging with ZANU-PF towards these elections via Pollard. I will also be concerned to see maybe MDC Chamisa contesting, because I don't know why they will be contesting when all odds are against them. They've said elections in Zimbabwe are rigged. We need electoral reforms. So why do you contest in elections that you discredit, that you say they are fair before you even attend the nomination court? So we want, this election is going to expose Zimbabweans who lie and push propaganda and who only come when on the night before elections.
Okay, Mr. Jason Midzi from the Zimbabwe People's Action Party. I really enjoyed talking to you today, and I know it's very early in the morning where you are. You're in Australia, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I know I woke you up in the morning. So let's bring this to an end, and let's talk again on nomination day, which is next week, Wednesday. I'm going to be in Zimbabwe at that particular day. I'm going to be monitoring the situation and bringing you guys the the news as it happens. The nomination is happening across the country. So let's see what happens.
Thank you very much. We are waiting for the nominations, and best of luck to all those political parties who are going to send their members to the nomination court.
Thank you very much, sir, and good night.
Thank you very much.
Uyo, uko,